Music producers, today I'm back with a video talking about ads, talking about BeatStars promo, Google ads, Facebook ads, everything between, budget, targeting, what you need to know, kind of speaking on like how to optimize the ads, and we're just gonna cover everything that I know about advertising today. It's been a highly suggested topic, so I figured let's get into it, right? Will this be your way that you make millions with your beat selling business? I don't know, maybe, maybe not. But let's get into it. So like I said, we're gonna talk about the budget, targeting, BeatStars promo, why I will never use BeatStars promo, Google ads, Facebook ads, and kind of everything in between. So with these videos, especially this video is a lot of slides. And it's probably gonna be like 30, 40, 50 minutes of your time. And you guys know me, I wanna make sure that you're getting just a return on investment of your time of watching this. So before we even do this, right, I wanna give you guys my credibility with ads and everything I know about ads, so that way you know you're getting information from a source that you actually want to trust. So this is the statistics of March 12th to March 14th, and today it is the 14th. Okay, cool. So these are the past 2 days that I want to show you guys here. So these are Google ads for one of my friends with a business that I help him do Google ads for. I set the ads up. He was like, hey, I want to do Google ads. I have no clue how to do it. You do it for me. So set it up for him. I'm running it for him. He spent $38.21, got 24 clicks, had 2 conversions, so 2 purchases for $507. So he spent $38.21 and made $507. So it's a pretty good return on investment, right? Now, these are the ads that I run for a holistic doctor. You guys are probably like, yo, like what the hell does this guy do in his free time? Yeah, I do a lot. So this is for the month of February. So we had 19 booked appointments for her. So she told me she closes about 30% of her leads. So she had about 19 leads and she paid about $483. And to some of you guys, that might seem like a lot for only 19 leads, but she closed about 30% of them on a plan that's about $2,000 to $4,000 up front. And then also it's a few hundred every month that is recurring revenue. So she spent $483, closed about 30% of those people on $2,000 to $4,000 up front, then a few hundred recurring. You guys can do the reason on why she's really happy that I'm doing ads for her. So I just want to put that out there so that way you guys have an understanding that I am somebody to trust about this information, and I do have some information when it does come to running ads. Am I perfect? Am I a god at it? No. But I think with those 2 results, I seem like a pretty credible source for this video and to make this video, so I figured why not make it and share my knowledge I have. Also, with every video, if you want to learn more about selling beats online, please check out our free masterclass in the description below, given by Robin Wesley. And I'm gonna be more than upfront and honest with you guys. At the end of it, we will pitch you on a paid course. So the masterclass is free, but at the end, we will pitch you on a paid course. And we'll even tell you that we're gonna pitch you on a paid course when you watch this. But why do I make these videos, right? Why do I tell you guys to check this out? And why do I say that with no shame, that we have a paid course? Because that's something people would be like, yo, like, fuck your paid course kind of thing, right? Why do I sit up here every week and say that we have a paid course with no shame? Well, let me show you guys, right? This is for the past week of testimonials we have had. So we have the homie Merlino, who, for full transparency, does also work at CCS, but he's also a student, $200 beat sell, March 10th. We have Rutger Vorhax. I believe I probably butchered that. What's new? 1 week in the course, $120 sale. Then we have one of our OG members, Daddy Nerves. Shout out Daddy Nerves. He's been here for a while, man. 2 beat sales, $55.79. This is March 9, 2022. So that's why every week I come on here, I make these videos, and I tell you guys about our masterclass and our course, because we get results. We know how to market and sell beats online. Like, I don't know what more I have to say, but that's all I'm gonna say, so let's get into this. Also, I forget about this every time. The Discord is open to everybody nowadays. We just have some restricted channels and access and prizes for only our CCS students. And we're also doing a $25 gift card giveaway every month for our students as well. So if you don't know about that, go check that out if you're a student. So now, let's get into this. So now, every time I talk about BeatStars promo, you might probably think that I hate BeatStars. And simply, this is just, I don't hate BeatStars. I think it's amazing what they have done and what they are continuing to do. I have no connections. We are not any way affiliated with BeatStars or whatnot. They've done a lot. It's just the promo system sucks and I would not put my money into it. That's all I'm gonna say for this, okay? And every time I have to have this discussion, it is called promo, not advertising. There is a difference between promotion and advertising. Okay, so they're doing nothing wrong on their end other than there's just no need to pay for it right now, in my opinion, because it's promo and it's not advertising. So when you try to compare like Google Ads versus BeatStars promo, it's apples and oranges. It really is. It's promo, it's random, you can't do too much about it. So that's why I don't recommend that you would use it. But at the end of this video, I am gonna share what BeatStars promo, just some ideas on what they would need to do for me to think that it would be usable. And don't get me wrong, if BeatStars promo turns into more of an advertising system and software, it would be deadly. It really would. But as of now, it's just not usable to me, and we'll talk about that more later on in the video. And you guys can comment below as well. Have you used it before? Have you seen results? Which technically you can't say you have seen results because they don't track anything. But let me know what your opinion is down below. So we're gonna start this off by just me telling you why I love Google search ads and why you should love them too. When you need something, where is the first place online that you will go, right? Say that you want a new pair of shoes. Say that you want a new sweatshirt of your favorite sport team. Where's the first place that you are gonna go? You're gonna get your phone out and you're gonna Google whatever it is you need. Or let's say your hot water and heat goes out, like mine just did over the weekend. Very cold, by the way, in Michigan here. I had to call an emergency service to help get it fixed. I Googled that right away. Didn't think about it, just went to Google, typed in what I needed. So then let me ask you this, right? Doesn't it make sense that if somebody is looking for beats, you then want them to go to your website or / your beat store, whatever you want to call it, right? If somebody's looking for, I need trap beats, where to buy beats, trap beats for sale online, whatever the search term is, right? You want them to see your website because they have what's known as intent. And this is why Google Ads works perfectly on a logical level, is because it's all based on intent. Just because somebody is looking up to buy trap beats, it doesn't mean that your website is going to convert 100% of the time. It just means this person has such a high intent because they are directly looking for it and your website is showing up now. So if your website can help give them that answer that they have with their search, boom, there you go, right? And so that's why on like a purely logical level, it makes so much sense to do it. But you have to factor in actual conversion rates of 1 to 3%. It's not all sunshine and rainbows there, but still, like, somebody's directly looking for your product or service. So it puts you years ahead of like Facebook ads, in my opinion. To make sure you really understand intent, right? Nobody is gonna search for trap beats for sale who isn't just the littlest a bit interested in buying beats or becoming somebody who is gonna buy a beat in the future, right? If somebody is directly looking to where to buy trap beats or trap beats for sale, they're interested. It might be a little bit or a lot of it, but they are interested because they're directly searching for something. When's the last time you Googled food near me just for fun? Probably never, right? I bet that 95% of people Google that because they are hungry and they're looking for food, right? They have the intent to eat, just how rappers have the intent to buy beats when they search those phrases. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. It should be maybe a little bit long-winded, but I think it's needed. Also, this is why I prefer Google Ads over Facebook ads. In my opinion, the targeting and the intent, it's just so much better for your ads to convert. If you have used Facebook or you haven't used Facebook, you can just really target based on interest. You can do demographics and different things, but really it's the interests. And those can also be very, very broad. And depending on what you're selling or the type of beats you make, it might be just more difficult for you to find that audience. Also, right now, Facebook is having some major issues with the iOS 14 privacy updates, and they're not being able to track and correctly attribute the sales to the ads and the conversions, so it is a little bit messy there. So that's also another reason why I would say that Facebook ads really isn't the best way to go moving forward. I mean, don't get me wrong, right? It'll still work for a lot of people, but there's a lot of roadblocks that are coming up that are just making it harder. And like I said, that doesn't mean that nobody ever is going to be successful with Facebook ads moving on forward and nobody in the past has been successful. It's just, in my opinion, Google ads are so much better because of the targeting and the intent. And we'll talk more about all the crazy targeting that you can do with Google Ads in the future of this video in just probably like 10 minutes or so. So now let's get into running the ads. And the first thing we're gonna talk about is the budget. So what I want you to understand is that when you are spending money on ads, you are simply buying data. Okay, so when you spend money on ads, you are buying data. And let me explain really what that means to you. So with my learning about Google Ads, I bought courses, and a pro tip, I actually book calls with agencies for free, and they try to sell me on stuff, but they also answer a lot of questions. So one of the biggest questions that I always ask people is like, what's their testing budget? Just because it's good to know, right? You're asking all these agencies who spend hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. So it's like, hey, what's your testing budget to know if something works? A lot of them have told me about $1,000. One agency was like $1,400. That's a really popular one out there. I'm not gonna say the name just because I don't know if I should, but they said $1,400, but most of the people are like $1,000. And I know to you right now, that probably seems like a lot of money, but let me explain why that much money has to be spent with the testing. And also with spending that $1,000 for how these people test, you gotta think about too, like they can either just like rip the Band-Aid off, or they can slowly like peel it back, and you can feel like each hair just like be just like that pinch of each hair, right? So essentially you can spend $20 for 50 days, or you can just spend $200 for 5 days. So that's another thing to kind of keep in your head when spending money on ads is like, you can do it low and slow, or you can just go balls to the walls at it. But essentially why you spend this much money and why they have told me that their testing budget is $1,000 is because you're looking to collect data. And that can be things like your best converting keywords, the devices, the audiences you target, placements, etc. There is just a lot that Google's algorithm will do for you, and then you optimize with that information. And they need all that much money to see what is actually working versus what is not working, right? Just because you spent $20 and got a sale doesn't mean that you're gonna scale that ad up to $100 a day when you were just doing 20. Okay, you need to have the proper data in order to scale it up. So I just want to drive this home by saying that, simply put, if you're spending $10 a day, you can't expect much very fast on, right? Even only after a month, that's only $300, which is only about one third of most of the testing budgets out there with those numbers I've got. Also, don't think that those numbers are set in stone and it's like the holy grail, like the Bible of testing numbers. It's just what all the agencies told me. That seems to be like a commonly agreed upon number. Some people probably vary in their testing budgets, but it's whatever. But just simply put it, that if you're spending $10 a day, you can't expect much right away. So now here is one of the coolest parts about Google Ads and Facebook ads, and it's the AI learning. So these ad platforms are extremely smart. After all, right, if you don't make money with them, you're not going to keep on spending money to use them. And so unlike BeatStars, Google and Facebook have a learning AI. And it can be pretty insane with just how good that AI can be when running ads. Simply put it is that you tell the AI like, hey, I want to get purchases. And the AI will try to get you purchases. Now, of course, there are a ton of factors that go into this process. It's just not, hey, get me purchases, and it'll spit you back purchases. For producers, it's like, first off, are your beats even good? Are you targeting the correct keywords? And how does your website look or perform, right? There's really a lot of factors that you have to look into here. So I just want to say that even though there is this learning AI that you tell it what to do and it's going to try and do it for you, there are a lot of factors on your end that you also have to be aware of to know that, like, hey, why isn't this working? You need to know the different ways to diagnose the problems that you may be having and the different parts that can go wrong within this whole system. And truly, one of the mistakes that many producers make is they don't have their conversion events set up. So they tell Google like, hey, I want purchases, but they never tell Google what a purchase is or how to track a purchase. And to further explain this more, a conversion just equals an action on your site. So this can be things like add to cart, begin checkout, a lead sign up, or purchases. Most 9 times out of the 10, unless you're a holistic doctor in that case, you're going to be tracking for purchases. You're not going to run an ad where you're selling something online and you want to optimize for add to carts. That just doesn't make sense. You want to optimize for purchases because that's what gets you money. And so having these events set up are important for two reasons. And the first one is that, one, the algorithm can properly learn and optimize to help you, so that way your costs go down and your conversions go up. So you're paying less and making more, simply to put it. And two, you yourself will be able to track that and see like, hey, today I spent $20 and I made $40, right? You need to know if you're profitable or not, and you need to know which ads are doing good and which ads you should turn off. And once again, without these events set up, the AI can never properly learn because it can't track. It doesn't know that it's doing good or doing bad because it can't track anything. Now, by saying this, I'm not saying that if you don't have the conversion events set up, you're never going to get a sale, but you're just making Google work a lot harder and just making everything a lot harder on yourself in the long run, because Google doesn't know if it's actually doing anything correctly. And so here is one of the biggest issues that I have with the BeatStars promo. It is that they have no tracking or optimizing within their promo system. And to be fair, it is called promo. It's not advertising, but this is why I don't recommend the promos, because there's no tracking or there's no optimizing. And here's kind of a quick little analogy. Maybe this will help you guys out. So like, to me, if you run BeatStars promo, it's kind of like you're paying 3 guys $10 a day. So you're spending $30 to send out 3 guys to hold signs downtown in different locations to advertise your business. So now, if you're already making sales, right, how are you going to know which person, which sign holder is getting people to actually come to your store and become customers? Right? You can't track that stuff. So think about it, right? Every day you're uploading to YouTube, TikTok, IG Reels, BeatStars. Maybe you're doing cold outreach. Maybe you're doing something else, right? And so the main point of this is that if you have no systems in place to track where your sales are coming from, you're never optimizing your own time and your efforts. You know, if you think about that analogy I gave you, right? One of your sign guys might be getting you sales, but you don't know that, okay? But maybe he is getting you all the sales. You're still wasting another $20 a day to pay the other 2 guys that are giving you no benefit at all. It's just you can't track that and you don't know, so you're just blindly spending $30 and you don't even know if it's working. That to me is what BeatStars promo is, because if there's no tracking with it, you can never say that, oh, that sale came from BeatStars promo, because there's no tracking about it. It could have just been a random marketplace sale, or somebody could have found you from Instagram, somebody could have found you from YouTube, and then came to your BeatStars marketplace page and purchased there. And truly, to talk about the algorithm and like an optimizing, that's just way too much of a heavy demand, and I don't think that will ever come in. That's just like a whole different league of a system to build, and truthfully, I don't think that will ever come, and it really is. That's a lot to ask for, and I don't think that will ever come. But like I said, the tracking is 100% needed, because you can never 100% fully know if a sale came from promo, or like I said, somebody found your beat on YouTube, somebody found your IG reel and stumbled onto your beat store. Unless you have UTM parameters linked to every social media site and it didn't come from any other social media site in your analytics, well, then you can say maybe they just found you on the BeatStars marketplace anyway. Like, so there's no tracking to fully know if BeatStars promo is actually getting you any sales. So now to switch back to the Google and Facebook ads side of things, this is a pro tip. And the pro tip for you guys is never do this. Never run ads and link people to your YouTube Typebeat video. Always link them to your website or / your beat store where you have the conversion tracking set up. Because if you link them to your YouTube Typebeat video, Google cannot track for purchases. Because all you're trying to tell YouTube is get people to watch my video. That's all you're doing in that scenario. So you need to link them to your website where Google can actually track and optimize for conversions. So now let's talk about my favorite part, which is targeting. So one of the biggest issues that arises with BeatStars promo is the targeting. So you have to think about that most beats on the platform, to my knowledge, with just being on the platform for a few years now, right? These are not statistics. This is just my own anecdotal knowledge. It's mostly trap producers. So as a trap producer, right, just giving some money to promo, it might not be a terrible thing. Once again, you can't track things and know if it's actually working. But, you know, to play the lottery might not be a totally bad thing, I guess. But what if you're a producer who makes pop beats, or you make like old school hip hop, or like Robin Wesley himself, you make the baby making R&B beats from the 1990s? that's not a majority of the audience on BeatStars, to my opinion. So with the promo just being completely random, right? And to get that out to the masses, and that's not the mass appeal on the platform, once again, to my own knowledge of what I will say, so if you're a pop producer just kind of trying to play the lottery, it's just not gonna work that well in my opinion. So what you need specific targeting to make sure that the right people are hearing your beats and coming to your website. One of the first things that Robin told me when I first started working with him is it's not about counting your traffic, but it's about making your traffic count. So I don't want 1,000, 10,000 random artists to my beat store. What you want, and what would be so much more valuable to you, is you want 50 or 100 people that are fully locked in to making the same kind of music that you do and are perfect for your production. That is all about making the traffic count and not counting your traffic. And let me tell you guys, on Google with search ads or YouTube in-stream ads or display ads or whatever kind of ads you want to run, it can be freaking deadly. So for example, right, with search ads, if you sell R&B beats, you can have your ads show up for when somebody types in the exact phrase of buy R&B beats. As an R&B producer, you want to be there because this person is specifically looking for what you have. And on Google, there's different types of keywords for searching. So the example I just gave you is what's known as exact match keyword targeting, where your keyword has to exactly match what somebody typed in for your ad to show. Trust me, there's a lot more to know about keywords and different match types, but that's your own research to do when learning about these platforms. Now, on YouTube, you can also run ads before popular R&B type beat videos, or you can target videos from popular R&B type beat channels. That is freaking deadly. Now, within the targeting of Google ads, this is what's known as placement targeting on YouTube. Now listen guys, it just doesn't stop there either with Google ads. Let me show you something that's extremely cool. So this screen right here is what's known as custom segment audiences. And this is really cool, right? So with this, right, you can target people who search for any of these terms on Google. So if you're a trap producer, you would target people who search for buy trap beats online, where to buy trap beats online, buy trap beats online 2022, trap beats for sale 2022, whatever, right? You can target people who are specifically have searched these things before. You can even target people who browse certain types of websites and even people who use specific apps. It is insane how much data they collect, and it is kind of scary, but as a marketer, it is awesome. And think about it, right? For Heat, if you've seen the ads of me saying, hey, you want to sell beats online? We targeted those paid ads towards content on YouTube where the keyword of the video was specifically sell beats online or related to sell beats online. So somebody is going to YouTube and they're typing in, how to sell beats online 2022, right? They're specifically looking for that knowledge. And before they watch the video that they want to watch about selling beats online, my face appears and says, hey, do you want to learn how to sell beats online? Think about how freaking awesome that is. And with a proper offer and a good ad, think about how highly converting that can also be for whatever you want to do with that kind of targeting, right? This person is actively looking out the knowledge for how to do this or how to learn this, and your face, your offer, your product, your service appears right in front of them. So with this whole video, right, do you guys see how powerful ads can be? And the main reason on why I wanted to make this video is because that is why using BeatStars promo is just always going to be a no-no for me, is because there's always a better option out there to spend your money that can optimize and can track what you're trying to do. So now I told you earlier that I would give some reasonable changes that BeatStars could make to their promo system, in my opinion, that would help it and would make me want to tell people to use it. So once again, I'm not affiliated with BeatStars. I have no bad beef with BeatStars or anything. This is just like me looking as a marketer on the outside looking in. Yeah, I have no clue what they're doing, what changes they're currently making. They can access what they can, what they can't do. This is just my straight up opinion of me looking from the outside in. So here we go. So thought number one is to make users identify themselves as an artist or producer and what genre they make or produce when they sign up, so that way you collect that data that can then be used in your new advertising system. So then when people go to advertise in the future, right, allow people to target based on the data that you collected. So this can be so helpful for not only selling beats, but also sample kits, because now if I'm a drill producer with a drill kit, I could specifically target people on BeatStars who signed up and said that they're a drill producer. Boom. And it's the same thing for selling beats, right? If I'm selling boom bap beats, I could target my ads to people who say I'm an artist and I also make boom bap, old school hip hop. Boom. Just like that. That's an awesome thought that I think would be great. Once more, the logistics of getting that done, no clue. My thought number 2 is let people target their promo, which this would be more so advertising if they did make these changes, on certain keywords or tags that producers have assigned to their beats. So whenever you go to upload a beat on BeatStars, right, it asks you hey, what are 3 tags for this? Okay? Or what artist style is this? That's another thing too, right? Let people target their promo to related tracks related to the tags, the keywords, or the certain artist style that they chose. Thought number 3 is a playlist top spot promo. So BeatStars has a whole bunch of official BeatStars playlists for Rod Wave, Drake, Kanye West, Kendrick Lamar, Eminem, Meg Thee Stallion, whoever you want to name, right? The top artists, they have official playlists where they put in the type beats that fit those artists. So if there's something like a J. Cole playlist and I make J. Cole beats, let me pay you to put my beat as an ad on the top of that playlist, because somebody going to that playlist has high intent of looking for a J. Cole beat. So now you can target the correct people. My thought number 4 is also when you go to the BeatStars track feed to see everything, one of the first things that you can do in the top left-hand corner is you can select a genre. Let me choose what genre I'm making, even though it's still kind of broad, and let me place my ad on old school hip hop or drill. Let me place my ad specifically only for a certain genre that people are searching for. And then number 5 is there needs to be some sort of sales or tracking system to know that sales are coming from the promo or the advertisement, and if you're actually getting profitable. I don't ever think they're gonna make an AI learning algorithm to optimize, but I would still need to be able to see that, hey, I spent $30 on this and I got $60 sale from it, to know that it's actually profitable and know that it's actually working. So yeah, guys, that was the whole video about advertisements. No clue how long it was, but I will catch you in the next one. Also, make sure to watch that free masterclass. Peace out.